we're so freaking excited to have an old friend here with us today. We've got Jonah Marais.
Yes, hello.
And you were our last in-person interview, we think, in 2019.
Yeah, and then something happened. I don't know.
Happened.
We'll get into that. But we also just learned that we've been saying your last name wrong for years.
Yes.
So
a lot of people have. It's all good.
So it's not Marias.
No, Marais.
Yeah. Which I love that. Like, I like it better.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it sounds better.
Yes, it definitely does.
Yeah,
so 2019. What's happened since then? Catch us up.
Oh man,
anything new?
So much has happened since then. Yeah, obviously, pandemic hit, and we had a full like crazy tour booked for 2020. It was supposed to be an amazing thing, and
that's right.
Yeah, everyone went inside, and it was supposed to just be a couple weeks, and now we're finally getting back to life here.
Well, you know what's interesting? Obviously, you had the tour booked.
Yeah.
Right? Pandemic happens.
Yeah.
Tour doesn't.
Right.
Do you feel like it's weird now kind of reintroducing yourself without the group? Right? Because it's much easier when you have 4, 5, 6, 7 people, however big your group ends up being. It's much easier to go into situations
It is.
with a crowd.
Yeah.
Now you're doing it solo.
It's completely different. By the way, this is my first interview that I've done by myself without the band. So this is a big deal for me as well.
You're doing great
Well,
so far.
I was going to say, so far, so good.
I appreciate it.
We still got time, but so far, so good.
Yeah, it's very different. And so much went down in the last 4 years, and it was really about a year and a half ago that the group kind of split up. We went our own ways, mostly due to a lawsuit with management, which was
I remember this.
crappy. And so I've been working. Probably one of my favorite things that happened in the band was I met this music video director, and we filmed
Jason.
Jason.
He's the best.
He's the best. And we filmed a couple videos here in Seattle, and so Seattle's always been an amazing place for me. Jason was sort of a mentor for me. We both like baseball, so we'd like go to games together. And I called him as the band was kind of coming to an end, and I was like, yo, I don't know what to do. I'm nervous, everything. And he was like, you have to meet my friend Ryan. And
now, when you say Ryan, Ryan Lewis.
Ryan Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he say Ryan Lewis, or did he just say like this random dude named Ryan?
No, he said Ryan. He said Ryan Lewis. But basically, yeah, I grew up, listening to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Yeah.
It was like a huge part of my discovering music and loving music. So big full circle moment meeting Ryan, and we've worked on this whole project together since then, and it's been so fun.
Did you ever think, as you were listening to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis growing up, did you ever think you would have Macklemore as a feature and now work with Ryan Lewis? Because you've worked individually with both of them.
Right.
Yeah. That is wild. I haven't really even put that together in my head until right now, but very full circle. I remember going to the Macklemore and Ryan Lewis show when I was like probably 13 at the State Fair in Minnesota, and it was like the pinnacle of my year. It was the best. It was such a fun show.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
And when you mentioned Jason, by the way, Jason's behind some incredible music videos. He's done, it's the Ed Sheeran, is it Shape of You music video?
Yeah. Little video.
Yeah, just
yeah.
And that was filmed
may have
here.
seen it.
Which is
It
cool.
was in Seattle.
He's incredible. So that's a great person to have in your corner.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, it was just the three of us working, and Jason's actually become a great writer as well.
Wow.
He came to all the sessions, and it was kind of cool because it was like, he could ask all the stupid questions about like how to write, and then I didn't have to like because I don't know. I wrote a lot in the band, but it's different kind of coming into a session with Ryan. I have so much respect for him, so it was just like it made it really a great safe environment.
And one of the things I love is your first project that you're presenting to the world as a solo artist.
Yeah,
Twisted Lullaby.
Yeah.
And what I love is everyone knows your band.
Yeah.
Right? Now they're meeting you, and you very quickly, the first 17 words of the song.
Yeah.
You are not disrespectfully by any means, but you're name dropping all of the other members of the group of Why Don't We?
Indeed.
Was that on purpose, where you were like, I just want to kind of tackle this up front? Is that the reason it was the first song that you wanted to show to the world?
Yeah, I think so. I think that honesty goes a long ways, and that song was just like the most pure, honest
Oh, yeah.
thoughts that I was having. It was just one night I wasn't able to sleep, and I was like really anxious, and I came in and obviously I was anxious. And Jason actually was just like, what are all the things that you don't want to say right now? And I sat and I was like, I had this moment, main character moment. I was like looking out the studio window, and I just like wrote the first verse of it, and it was really cool. And I think it's a great way of kind of building up the other members, because it's the truth. That's how I feel. I'm like, yo, like they're all such amazing individuals in their own ways, and these are my insecurities. You know?
Okay, so those things that you say, are those things those are things you had in your head.
Yeah.
People aren't saying those things to you, right?
No, those are things that my.
You know you're great though, right? I just want to make sure you know that.
But what I love about that is it really does show that at the end of the day, sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
Yep.
Whether we mean to be or not, you have these thoughts. Everyone has insecurities.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love about the song.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, once it was complete, did you present it to any of the other guys?
I've played it for Jack, Corbin, and Daniel. I haven't played it for Zach yet.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's like the one you kind of shout out the most.
I know. So I got to play it for him. I think I'm going to get back to LA after this, and I think I'm going to film a little video with them. I still have, we're going to like do a little video in the car, and I want to film their reactions.
Well, that's also probably something that a lot of the Why Don't We fans are wondering, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, they can follow you on social, and I don't think I've ever seen any animosity between any of the guys.
Right.
But they all probably wonder, like, what is that relationship now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a group chat?
Wonder.
Is there a group chat or like
There's
something?
a group chat.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a group chat.
Does everyone have an iPhone?
Yes.
Thank goodness, because this guy's got an Android. It ruins my whole
I will
life.
green bubble your chat every single time you invite me.
What's your reasoning for an Android?
So long ago, I just decided I was not going to be an iPhone person, and I've just stuck to my guns. I also think the phones are better.
Oh, please.
But that's a whole different debate.
Okay.
Can you help me write a song about being in a relationship with someone who has an Android? Okay, thank you.
Called Green Bubble.
Yes, I don't want to sing on it. I just want to be, I'll be in the music video.
Can I tell you my favorite part about being an Android person?
Yes.
Is please. Every time I'm put into a group chat, someone always goes, "Ugh, who's the green bubble?" And my response every time is, "I didn't ask to be here. You put me in this chat. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
Okay. But you do have an iPhone group chat.
An iPhone blue message group chat.
So is there a title? Can you name the group chat? Do you guys have?
It's always stayed the same. It's just Why Don't We with the little 100 emoji.
Okay.
The 100 underline?
Yeah, since we started the band, it was always the same.
That's the cutest.
Never changed it.
So you're all still in touch?
Yeah, for the most part. It is a little strange. Like there's a competitive vibe going on.
Which is normal.
Yeah, but I mean those are my brothers for life, and I have like a respect for those dudes because we've gone through so much together, traveled the world, and I don't think that'll ever change. So, and
really, you grew up together, right? Those are the most transformative years of a person's 100%. Life, going from the teens to your 20s and all of that.
Yeah, and it's fun. I think everyone's kind of figuring out their own road, and I honestly think once people have kind of done their thing and figured out, like, oh, this is my path, we'll be able to come together a little bit more and like really hang out more.
I mean, it's like anyone though. You guys didn't have the regular high school experience, but you have your group of friends in high school, you go to college, then you start making other friends. And there always is this little bit of animosity with your high school friends of like, oh, well, these are my new friends. Let me see your new friends. Or, oh, you graduated quicker than I did. And it's very much that, just in a completely different world where most people don't get to experience it the way you guys did. So it's all normal.
And I think there can be a caring competitiveness.
Of course.
Right? Like,
I mean, we're competitive.
You push each other to do better, but you don't want to see anyone fail or fall behind or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you're the oldest of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that you're doing this on your own, do you think other members are going to look to you maybe for advice or guidance, or look at you as like a roadmap to things they can maybe do?
Maybe.
You ever think about it that way?
I don't know. I feel like in the group, I was very much like they would come to me for advice sometimes and that kind of
You're
thing.
like,
I was
I'm
kind
in
of this
this-
old sage of sorts. But yeah, I don't know. I think that could be the case. I'm excited to hang out with them more.
You can just use Jason's trick and be like, guys, just write down what you don't want to say.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually a great writing prompt
It
for
is.
anybody out there
I'm gonna
who's
do
trying
it.
to write.
Okay, so in terms of music, when it's coming out, how we get it.
Yes.
Explain
Okay,
all
so
that.
music's coming out all year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we have a lot of music coming. But just to start it off, the obviously Twisted Lullabies coming out, DSPs, everything. At the same time that comes out, you can get the full first mixtape, the 5 songs, on a site called even.biz. And that's a way that people can support me as an independent artist and let me do this. And get to hear the songs early.
I was going to
everyone
say,
else.
you get them before
Yeah.
they're out to the rest of the world. Where like
exactly.
even my parents will be streaming it.
Right.
I'll be able to just get it on my own first.
Exactly.
And I will say, I think what people don't really understand, and the Spotifys of the world are great, right?
Yes.
Because you're getting your music to a large audience. But for an artist, it's not the best when it comes to your bank account, which is why I think
Even Snoop Dogg
programs
says
like
so.
that, like even.biz,
it's amazing.
it shows that there is a different avenue where people who really want to support you as an independent artist can do that and help you way more than the other platforms do.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's
100%.
important.
Well, and you'll still be able to hear stuff
Of
on
course.
Spotify and Apple Music when it comes out. But I feel like for the fans that really want to like go the extra mile and like be a part of this, it'll help me a lot if you get to listen to it first.
Yeah, why
So it's
not?
kinda
It is cool that you're giving fans something. They're getting it in advance. So even.biz
Yep.
to get the mixtape early. So these other tracks that are coming out,
Yes.
we've got at this point, we've heard 3 of them.
Yep.
Which do you have a favorite? I don't want to. I know.
Don't make me do that.
I have to.
Oh man. Just this week, I think my favorite has become a song called High School Propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah, that one really made some big leaps. We wrote a second verse this week. Very recently, and it kind of came together at the very end, and it was like, oh damn! And Ryan just did some wizardry. I did a beach day with a friend, and I came back to the studio after like 6 hours, and he had the whole song sounding like 40% better than it was.
That's
before.
a nice
I was
feeling
like,
to come out
Ryan,
to.
what did you do? This is crazy.
That is really cool. By the way, it's okay to have different favorites each week. That's kind of like I assume parents are like with their kids, so you're fine.
I also love every song on the
Of
project,
course.
So
One of the things from the songs that we got to hear so far, you can tell that there aren't necessarily like sound boundaries that you and Ryan have put on yourselves, right? Like
it's true.
Every song sounds very different.
Yeah.
They obviously sound similar enough where you know it's you and whatnot, but I think that's been my favorite part of the listening experience as just like a supporter and a fan is they all sound unique enough where they all have their own space.
Yeah.
Definitely. How do you and Ryan go into the studio and make sure that you're not just repeating the same song over and over, right?
Yeah, we don't have that issue at all. It's very much like, I don't know. Like, we kind of just follow what the song wants to be and try to follow our guts on that. A lot of the way that we have written comes from, he'll sit at the piano in one room and I'll be on a mic in another room, and there's a window between us so we can see each other, and he'll go into chords and I'll just like mumble gibberish and sing melodies, and then Jason's in the other room and he has like headphones on and he can put a marker wherever he thinks is good, and can he has a mic as well and be like, chase that thing or whatever, and he can kind of like
really like a 3-part
it's
process.
Like it's a real thing that we have kind of nailed down now. And after we'll do it for like maybe 30-40 minutes, and then I'll come into the studio and listen through it, and then we'll mark the parts that feel really good and replace the gibberish with words and go from there. But that's kind of been the process, and it's worked really well. It's not like, I don't know, we don't find ourselves doing the same thing over and over again. It's always kind of this random train of thought and following the flow.
The mumble thing is so interesting because I think it was Sia we got to speak to years and years ago.
Yeah.
She does the same thing. She'll mumble until she like finds a melody that she likes. Then she starts replacing words.
That's the way to do it.
It's crazy.
I really think so. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Good.
With high school propaganda, did you have a normal high school experience? I can't remember what your timeline was with how old you were with the band.
I had a normal 9th grade experience.
Okay.
And then I left a couple weeks into 10th grade.
And that's really all you need to be able to write a song about high school, to be honest.
Definitely had the freshman vibe of, I don't know. I feel like no one likes freshmen very much. So.
Yeah, that's true.
When I listened, I was like, this is the high school experience.
Yeah.
It's very much like people look at you like, oh, everything's so great, but
put on the face. And I mean, I can't even imagine now how much everything's changed with social media and likes and followers and everything, how high school dynamics must be.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I say that all the time. We're both older than you, did not have any social media in high school at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I got Facebook my senior year of high school.
I got Facebook. Yeah.
So, and I say it's the best thing ever that I didn't have to live through high school.
Good. Yeah.
With Facebook or social media in general.
Yeah.
How do you, because, I think when people don't have a following on social media, they go like, oh man, it must be so cool to have like 1 million followers and you get all these brand deals and you can make all this money. But then we've seen it to a very small extent on our socials, but you have a ton of followers across all the platforms. How do you deal with like the negative side of social media?
Oh man. I have pretty thick skin at this point.
Good.
And I don't really, it doesn't affect me that much. I do read it. I see stuff, but it's honestly, I've had the luxury of like having really, really supportive fans.
That's awesome.
And like I haven't found myself in very, very many times where I'm like under a lot of hate or something has gone terrible or something. I don't know. I haven't gotten a ton of hate. I would say like the most hate that I got was at the very beginning when I was starting off. Kids at my high school.
Really?
Like, yeah. They were all down on me, like I was a baseball kid. Like that was like what I did. And then all of a sudden I was singing on the internet and I wasn't a very good singer at the beginning. So I give them that, but it was definitely like just the butt of jokes.
And now are you like, what's up?
Kind of.
Well, I don't think people realize, and you're doing it now again because you're on your own this time, but I don't think people realize how scary it is to put yourself out there, whether you're just a high school kid singing on the internet, putting some YouTube videos together, or what your situation is now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going out on your own.
I'm feeling it again now.
Really?
Like I was back then a little bit, because I mean, when you have 4 other guys and it's like a whole entity or something and you're a part of it, it's different than like, okay, this is my voice. This is what I want to say. I'm putting myself out there. I hope people like it. I don't know. So I'm definitely experiencing that again, which is good.
So sorry, Anthony, you go.
Okay.
I was going to say, the interesting thing about being in a group or being part of a bigger team is when things don't go the way you want them to, you can always kind of like, even if you're not saying it out loud, you could kind of like blame that blame the group, right? Yeah. But now, if you do a show and maybe something's wrong with the set, right? Mm-hmm. Like the set doesn't go the way you want to. It's like, well, you've got to look inwards at that point. Like, oh crap, what should I have done differently?
This is me. Yeah, 100%. And also, like, we would have days where one of us wasn't feeling great, or had a cold or
you can fall back
something,
a little.
and the other guys would cover. So this is a fully different thing. I'm planning the tour now.
That's what I was going to say.
Back to Seattle, August 24th at Numos. I'll be here. That'll be awesome.
We'll be there.
A full US tour. So I'm excited.
Okay, so to that, it's going to be you on stage by yourself.
It is. Yeah.
Are you excited? What is that feeling like as you prepare for that?
Nerves.
Are you going to be like, there's
nervous.
so much room for activities now?
Yes. I'm nervous, but I'm bringing two of these amazing musicians from Minnesota. Kind of a fun story. My dad's a musician, and the guys that he played with in bands when I was a kid. So I would like go to the venues and be running around backstage and stuff. their kids were also running
No
around
way.
backstage,
Oh, cool.
and they're awesome musicians, and they're like 21, 22, and I had them come out and play on this whole record. So
Stop.
I'm bringing them out on tour,
That's
and
so
it's
cool.
like a Minnesota homegrown thing. It's awesome.
That's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Now, because I didn't know your dad was a musician.
Yeah.
Do you now, in your music writing process or performing process, do you lean on your dad for information at all?
I haven't very much.
Really?
I think that there will be a time in life where him and I like work together or like write a song or something. It's just never quite lined up. But I have so much respect for him, and I, growing up, I wanted to be like him. You know, he was the ultimate rock star.
Well, it's also important to do things on your own.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, you have Ryan and Jason doing this with you, but that's your team.
Yeah.
As kids, we want to separate ourselves from our parents.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
so
you get
true.
to a point where it's like, okay, now you can do this with me.
I'm finally like getting back to that. I think for a long time, the teen years and like anything your parents are doing, you want to do something very different.
Ew,
and actually, in this process of making music, I did. I had my dad reach out to a gospel singer in Minneapolis that has done a bunch of stuff with him, and we have a record that's coming out in the fall. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but yes, we have a record that's coming out in the fall that this dude sang on, and my dad helped.
That's so cool.
The studio session, and we went to Minnesota and tracked the whole thing, and so that was actually a really great moment of of us kind of doing something together for the first time in a while. Yeah,
and I can imagine how proud your dad probably was, being able to like not look down on it, but look at the whole situation and be like, I can't believe this is our lives now together.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
We're both working professionally in this cool place. Yeah, it's awesome.
You said you were a baseball kid for a while.
Yeah.
Do you play in like any of those club leagues? Like in Seattle, we have Underdog Sports, right?
I think,
You can play.
Okay.
Do you do any of that? Do you get to play at all?
Yeah, I played like 2021, 2022. I played for an adult league
That's awesome.
in LA.
Like a beer league.
Called the Glendale Falcons. Yeah.
Baseball or softball?
Great. Baseball.
Actual baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
These dudes take it serious too. Like
It's so
you would think
weird.
it's like professional.
No, they take it more serious sometimes. I
But
think.
I've even played in softball leagues.
Yeah.
Where dudes come with like $500 bats. I'm like, dude, this is adult softball.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're taking it so seriously.
Well, I think there's something, especially with guys who like, it's like built into their personalities that they're good at this thing. And so like they go through their week like knowing like, okay, I'm going to crush that ball when I get there. You know what
I'm
I
going
mean?
to finish this TPS report and I'm going to go to the field.
Exactly. And then they strike out and they're like,
their whole life is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways.
Are you all Minnesota sports as a fan?
For the most part. I'm definitely a baseball fan. I'm definitely a Timberwolves fan as well. They're doing great right now.
It's a lot easier now to be a Timberwolves fan.
Anthony Edwards, baby, let's go. But I was also a Timberwolves fan in like the Ricky Rubio era. And yeah, so I'm not.
So you put in your time.
I put in my time, and now it's coming to fruition. It feels good. Yeah.
What is your vision for the rest of the year?
The rest of the year.
Yeah, because you have a lot
You got
coming
half a
up.
year left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to, it's been a while since Why Don't We fans have gotten stuff. And I'm excited to just turn that faucet on. You know what I mean? I just want it to be a constant flow of content. And I'm excited to hit the road and do shows again and see everyone. And I think, that's my favorite part of all this is just getting to see people in person.
Yeah.
And like, there's no better feeling than being on stage and hearing lyrics sung back to you. And I think it'll feel even different doing it by myself. And I don't know. I'm so ready for the future and I'm excited to build this. I feel like we're at the very beginning of something so special right now. And it's fun.
I'm glad you said the whole thing about lyrics being sung back
I
to
know.
you. Did you?
Wait, I know exactly where he's going to go. Which song were we listening to?
It was a Little Piece of Heaven.
Okay. We're listening to this song last night. Your song.
Yeah.
And Anthony's like, wait, listen. You got to get to this part. He's doing this to me in the kitchen. He goes, I can see it now. The whole crowd is going ooh, back there. And he's doing this. He goes,
I said it'll be the encore. It'll be the encore. He'll come out. The crowd will sing towards the end of the song because it's perfect for that. And then you give your piece and you walk out.
Please take him on tour.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes,
Take him, please.
this is what we need. This is
Right?
great. I agree. I mean, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so he's making his peanut butter and jelly sandwich last night, going, just listen, this is how it's going to go. And I'm like,
encore.
Okay, all right, you should go on tour.
Yeah, if you need a stage director, just let me know. I'll go on tours.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
Back up.
I am so excited for the world to see the rest of your music.
I'm so pumped.
yeah. Yeah.
And listen, if I didn't think it was good, I would have been like, oh my God, you're doing so great and enjoy your path.
Yeah.
But it is really, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for you to be able to share that with the world and for them to show you their appreciation of it.
Yeah.
And since this is your first kind of interview as you get ready to launch everything.
Okay.
You gotta celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Let's go, baby.
Which also, I think last time, maybe you were 21 last time we saw you, but or on the cusp.
Cheers.
So
Here we go.
This is going to go everywhere.
You can do the honors, or would you like me to open?
You got it. You got it. I don't want to mess it up.
Okay, let Anthony.
Yeah, we do have a brand new studio here that I'm probably going to ruin right now, but that's fine.
All right, I'm just going to let you.
Yeah, you guys were just telling me how you built
Well, we have
this
a
whole
bunch
thing.
of corks in the front from different like big moments
of our careers. So now you get to add to that. I hate this part.
Sure, you want to move that way so I don't kill you? All right, here we go. All right, we are good.
Wow.
Whoa.
Don't, you were about to shove your mouth on it.
Go bottle to the face. All right, let's pass this. There we go, Carla
I
Marie.
gotta pour it myself.
Here, I'll hold your cup.
I got it.
All right.
I don't. This is just okay. I'm not gonna go all the way up.
All right,
Some dangerous. Oh, you didn't
I'll
get.
need one more.
Okay. Look at him with the perfect pour over here. I liked it a little bit.
It's my first time.
All right.
Well, cheers to the new project.
Yeah.
To the tour, to everything. We're very proud of you. Can't wait to
Thank
see
you
you
so
when you're back in
much.
Seattle.
Yes, amazing.
Cheers.